Hello, my name is Eamon McGowan, and I am a full-time ESL instructor at Wake Tech Community College. And today I will be walking you through a mindfulness warm-up activity that you can implement in your classroom tomorrow. But first, I would like to give a very special shout out to Jessica Farrar and Sara Osman, who did an amazing job at TESOL 2024 on incorporating mindfulness in all aspects of class and warm-up activities, from which a lot of my presentation today is based on. Before we get into our examples, let's talk about 3 major benefits of a mindfulness warm-up. First and foremost, it gives students space and time to arrive to class and unplug from their day and hopefully their technology. Second, it helps students to focus and to prepare to learn. Really have that emphasis on being present in class. And finally, it shows your students that you care about their well-being beyond their academic performance. You care about their emotional and mental well-being as they come to class and as they leave class. So let's get to it, shall we? I'll show you 3 mindfulness activities. So let's start with activity number 1, breathe. Step 1, ask your students to stand up. Students can also stay seated if they're not able to stand or prefer to remain seated. These activities can be done from one seat. However, students should spread out, get a little elbow room so they can do some of the motions and be able to raise their arms as part of these warm-up activities. Step 2, breathe. So instruct students that they're going to take a deep breath and fill up those lungs. And then they want to slowly let all that air go. And imagine they're blowing through a straw. So for example, I feel relaxed already. Now, of course, this process would be repeated as many times as you feel is necessary. But let's add arms, right? This is all part of this relaxation aspect of this activity. On the inhale, arms go up. And on the exhale, arms go down. A couple of optional points. Students can, of course, close their eyes if that helps them to feel more relaxed. You can also add a bit of a narration. For example, imagine all the day's stress going away as you exhale through your straw. So now that we got our breathing down and we're centered now in our class, let's move on to activity number 2, shake it out. So with the shake it out activity, essentially, students are going to move their hands up and down, but quickly, as if they're trying to dry their wet hands. And the goal here is to get them to physically feel as if they're getting all that negative energy out from the day. And we know that that physical movement will also translate to their emotional and mental state. And finally, activity number 3, the really fun one, crisscross. So step 1, students will place their arms by their side, relax. Step 2, instruct students to raise their arms. Step 3, put those arms back down again. Step 4, cross the arms. That's where the crisscross comes in. And put those arms back down and repeat the process and gradually speed up. This gets the group energized. A few tips for the crisscross. 1, demonstrate it for the students so they can follow. But 2, tell students that it doesn't matter which way their arms go. It just matters that they're moving. And step 3, get those arms going faster because that's what really gets the energy level up and makes it fun. So we have our overview of those 3 activities: the breathe, the shake it out, and the crisscross. So now let's see a demonstration of these 3 in action. Happy Monday, students. It's great to see all of you. And we have another great week of classes to get to. But first, I would love for all of you to please stand up right where you are. Get up, relax a little bit. Make sure you have some space between you and your partner as well. So we're going to do some breathing exercises. And I want you to take a deep breath in, fill those lungs, and then we're going to let that air out nice and slow. For example, do with me. Now, when you breathe out or exhale, imagine a straw that you're blowing that air through. Ready? Excellent. Now, let's add our arms. When we breathe in, arms are going to go up. And when we breathe out through that straw, arms are going to go down. Ready? Do with me. Again. Now, if you like, you can close your eyes if that helps you to relax. You can focus on your chest going up and down. You can focus on the air coming through your nose and into your lungs. Whatever works for you. Let's try again. Ready? Let's breathe in. Let's do one more time. All right, good job. Our second activity is called the shake it out. And what I want you to do is move your arms up and down really, really fast, like you're trying to dry your wet hands, right, after washing them in the bathroom, right? Shake those hands out, and we're going to imagine any negative energy from today, any stress you've had, and we're just going to shake it out of our bodies. Do it with me. Yeah, get all that energy out. All right, my students, we did our breathing. We got rid of our negative energy. Now we want to get our energy up. And to do that, I want you to stand with your arms down by your side. And we're going to put our arms up, then down, then cross. Start again. Up, down, cross. Start again. Up, down, cross. Up, down, cross. Up, down, cross. And you can get faster and faster. And it doesn't matter if you're following the right arms or not. You just want to get as much energy as you can. Yes, you did it. So let's have a great week of class. So glad you're here tonight and hope everybody's ready to learn. So you had an opportunity to get an overview of those 3 different mindfulness warm-up activities. Then you got to see a quick teaching demo, right? Starting with the breathe, then the shake it off, and finally our crisscross to get that energy. So for overall tips for these 3 activities, I have a few things for you to take away. First, these 3 activities can be done all together. Take about 3 minutes, maybe 4. They can also be done separately. These also can be done at lower levels and higher levels. Encourage tardy students to join in, right? We can take advantage of that time at the beginning of class that sometimes is a little chaotic and buy some time for you before you do your next warm-up or introduce your activity. And tell them as they're coming in, come on in, stand next to your friend, do with us. And eventually the students will know these activities so well that in the case of my class, they just join. And we can also use them purposefully and separately. For example, the crisscross can be used to energize the class, right, after a break, especially for nighttime classes. And the shake it out can be used maybe after a difficult test or maybe a difficult grammar lesson. Now, before we wrap up today, I have one more mindfulness warm-up to share with you that's a little bit longer, but something familiar to most of us, especially if we teach writing, and that's free writing. Those of you familiar with free writing, we know we use this to set the table to learning. Introduce that topic. Access what they already know about the topic. We tell the students, don't plan, don't stop. Just keep writing, something will come. We encourage them to just freely express themselves, that this is just for them. And if they can't think of something, they can write blah, blah, blah. I don't know what to write. We just want them to get ideas on paper so they can engage in discussions, engage with the topic. So what is the mindfulness connection to free writing? Well, free writing can decrease anxiety because it shows students, oh, I actually do know something about this topic. Since we're encouraging them so much to express themselves, it's an opportunity for them to know their own mind. And it gives them an opportunity to do some self-reflection. All things that we can tie to mindfulness. Now, there's all types of free writing. There's 3 I'm going to share with you today that was shared at our TESOL 2024 conference. The first type is free, truly free. The second is focused, and the last is looped. Truly free. So an example of a truly free prompt could be, what's on your mind? Write about anything you want, real or imagined. Second, focused. An example prompt could be, what would you do if you had $1 million? This could be a grammar focus, conditionals, or perhaps, what are you most worried about with the presentation next week? And then finally, looped. Write all the possible objections to your argument on your current essay. Or choose one objection and write more about it. Why do people think this? Or is it a strong objection? Why or why not? Clearly, this is going to take some more critical thinking and time, but again, it's free writing. It's just for them. They don't have to worry about getting graded. It's an opportunity for them to know their mind, to know themselves, and to express themselves in their writing. All cornerstones of mindfulness. So I would like to end today with one final thought from Eckhart Tolle on mindfulness. In today's rush, we all think too much, seek too much, want too much, and forget the joy of just being. So let's help our students just be so they're open to new ideas and learning. Thank you for your time.